Okay, let's take a quick jump into the future. I'm talking just 2 years from now, to 2026. What is AI actually going to look like? We're going to break down 8 key trends that are really set to define the year.
So, what can we really expect? I mean, are we just talking about slightly better chatbots, or is something way more fundamental about the change? Well, the answer isn't just one shiny new invention. It's actually 3 huge, totally interconnected shifts. We're talking about how AI gets things done, the core tech that powers the whole thing, and a massive leap in how smart and, just as importantly, how safe it can become.
All right, first up, the workforce. This is where AI stops being just a passive tool we use and becomes an active collaborator. And not just in the digital world, but more and more in the physical one too.
So up until now, it's been all about the single AI agent, right? One that can reason and plan. But here's the thing, no single agent is a rock star at everything. The next big evolution, it's getting them to work together as a team.
And this whole process, it's called multi-agent orchestration, and it basically mirrors a human project team. It's brilliant. First, you've got a planner AI. Its job is to take a big, hairy goal and break it down into smaller, manageable steps. Then you have your specialist worker agents jump in. One might be a coding expert, another's great at pulling data from APIs. Finally, and this is crucial, a critic agent comes in to evaluate all their work and flag any issues. It creates this amazing system of checks and balances that lets them tackle problems that are way more complex than any single agent could handle alone. Now, building on that whole team concept, we get to something called the digital worker, and this is where it gets really cool. This is an autonomous agent that can understand really complex requests, execute entire workflows, and plug into other systems to actually take action. It's a massive force multiplier, basically supercharging what a single person can do, all while keeping a human in the loop for that critical oversight and guidance.
And AI isn't just staying behind a screen either, it's moving out into the physical world. You know, in the past, robotics was all about hard-coding rules. If you see a wall, turn left. Super rigid. The new approach, what we're calling physical AI, is a whole different ballgame. These systems learn from super realistic 3D simulations of the real world. They develop this intuitive grasp of physics, gravity, how to pick things up, all of it. And by 2026, these world models are what's going to take humanoid robots out of the research lab and into actual commercial production. It's happening.
Okay, so we've got AI teams and physical robots. Awesome. But what's actually powering all of this behind the scenes? Well, that brings us to our second massive shift, a complete reboot of the underlying computing fabric itself. We're going under the hood now.
Think about it. When you have all these different AI agents and humans trying to work together, they need a common language, right? A shared space to operate. And that's the whole idea behind social computing. You can think of it like a universal operating system for collaboration, a shared fabric where context and goals can just flow seamlessly between everyone and everything. It's what allows for a kind of collective intelligence to emerge.
So the next piece of this new foundation is quantum computing. And by 2026, we're expected to hit a major milestone called quantum utility scale. Now let's be clear, this does not mean a quantum computer is going to replace your laptop anytime soon. What it does mean is that they'll be ready to work alongside our classical computers to solve very specific, incredibly difficult problems. Things like complex optimization or simulating new materials, stuff that's just flat out impossible for even the biggest supercomputers today.
This evolution continues with the AI models themselves. I love this analogy. Think of the new AI foundation as a kitchen. On one side, you have your ingredients. These are the AI models. And we're moving way beyond just using one recipe, like the transformer model. We're moving into a mix, a blend of different designs, like state space models and other hybrid architectures. Because hey, different tasks require different ingredients, right? And of course, on the other side of the kitchen, you've got your appliances, the hardware. We're no longer just relying on one tool, like a single type of chip. The infrastructure is becoming this amazing, diverse mix of specialized hardware. We're talking CPUs, GPUs, Google's TPUs, all the way to brand new quantum processing units, and even neuromorphic chips that are designed to mimic the human brain. The result is this incredibly flexible system where any AI model can be automatically matched with the absolute perfect hardware to get the best possible performance.
Okay, so we've got a brand new AI workforce. We've got a totally rebooted computing fabric. But all of this leads us to our final and maybe most critical shift, a huge leap in AI's intelligence and, just as important, the new guardrails being built to make sure we can actually trust it.
You know, for years, if you wanted to do any serious AI processing, you had to send your data to the cloud. That was just the deal. But by 2026, we're going to see small, incredibly efficient models that are capable of complex, step-by-step thinking right there on your device, your phone, your laptop. This is what we call reasoning at the edge. And it means the AI can work completely offline, there's zero latency, and maybe best of all, your data stays totally private. For anything that needs to be real-time or mission-critical, this is an absolute game changer.
So as AI gets more and more powerful and woven into our daily lives, the whole Wild West era is pretty much coming to an end. In 2026, AI is getting a rulebook, a really big one in fact, with the arrival of major regulations, most notably the EU AI Act.
So what does this rulebook actually demand? Well, it's built on a few key pillars. For any high-risk AI systems, you're going to need detailed documentation proving how they were built and tested. There has to be transparency, so you always know when you're dealing with an AI. And developers will have to show data lineage, basically a paper trail proving where their training data came from and that they respected copyright. And look, just like GDPR became the global standard for data privacy, everyone's expecting the EU AI Act to become the blueprint for AI governance around the world.
So when you step back and put all these different pieces together, you start to realize something. 2026 isn't just about small incremental tweaks. We are witnessing a truly fundamental evolution, and it's happening across three critical fronts all at the exact same time.
So let's recap. Shift number 1, the workforce evolves. We've got AI agents working in teams, acting as digital labor, and even showing up in the physical world. Shift number 2, the computing fabric reboots. New social, quantum, and hybrid computing platforms are providing all the horsepower. And shift number 3, intelligence matures. AI gets way smarter on our small devices, and it gets safer and more accountable through real regulation.
The crazy thing is these shifts are all happening at once, and each one makes the others more powerful. It's a feedback loop. So the real question I want to leave you with is this: which of these massive trends do you think will change the world the most? The new workforce, the new foundation, or the new intelligence? It's a lot to think about.